Thanks everybody for coming. Thanks to the courage of Keeneland, the confidence of the Breeders' Cup, and cooperation of our local government, we have the opportunity to host a world championship right here in Lexington in exactly 139 days from right now. But this is no ordinary world championship, but one that centers around what makes our region admired around the globe, and that's our love affair with the thoroughbred. And let's hear it for that thoroughbred that won on Saturday afternoon. Pretty amazing, pretty amazing. So now we don't only have a chance to host these championships, but also present them in an unprecedented manner. The 31st year will be unlike any other because of the city and the people who live and work here. Thanks to the generosity of time and money from individuals and businesses, and to that point, if you are a current Breeders' Cup Festival sponsor, if you please stand up and take a bow, I'd greatly appreciate that. Anybody that's a sponsor, including our media friends. And also, if you're a member of the Breeders' Cup Festival Committee, and that you've spent all this time listening to me drone on over the last few months, if you'd please stand up and take a bow. And thanks to these folks, there's an entire festival week to support the Breeders' Cup Championship, and we're going to roll that out today. So a lot of the things you're seeing and you'll see in your packets are the culmination of a lot of hard work. But all of this started with the support of Lexington, and in particular Mayor Gray. His and the City Council's support jump-started our efforts for the festival last year. Mayor Gray, we are pleased to not only recognize you, but would like for you to say a few words as well.
Well, hey everybody, good morning. This is a big day. Thanks to you, Kip, and thanks to our volunteer festival committee. You've already stood up. Let's give them another hand. Thank you, guys. And Jeff, thanks to you and to Kentucky One Health and our other sponsors. Let's show our appreciation in a big way to all our sponsors. Kip mentioned our council, and we have council member Siobhan Akers here, and Susan Lamb is here, right there. Susan's right there. Thank you all for being with us. Lexington, thank you, man. Lexington, you all know this. Lexington is just a great place to live, a great American city, and one reason is the spirit of our citizens volunteers, people, and businesses who always roll up their sleeves and help our city be the very best it can be. And the Breeders' Cup, as we all know, Bob Elliston, Bill Thomason, is all about being the best. Best of class, first class in every way. First class racing, first class track, first class thoroughbred industry, first class city, first class hospitality, and as we are announcing today, first class festivities that everyone can enjoy. In a few short months, we will be the center of attention on a world stage, so we are putting our best foot forward. We are cleaning up, sprucing up, and gearing up for a week in the spotlight. You all know that Lexington is known as the horse capital of the world, and the Breeders' Cup is an unrivaled opportunity for us to show the world just how we earned that title. So thank you all for being here this morning.
So about 5 weeks ago, as we were trying to put this event together and trying to coordinate the schedules of Bill and Mayor Gray and everyone, the person I'm getting ready to introduce, he said, whatever you do, don't have it on Monday, June 8th, because there could be a triple crown. And so Bob Elliston is not only the vice president of the Breeders' Cup, but he's a fortune teller. And we're all glad that that came true. And I think that Bob was correct in kind of cautioning us, but I think what we've seen is the way that the Triple Crown in horse racing can capture the Americans' imagination and the world's imagination is unbelievable. So the conversation has already turned from, wow, they won the Triple Crown, to next stop, hopefully Keeneland. So I'd like to introduce Bob Elliston, Vice President of the Breeders' Cup, to tell you a little bit more about the Breeders' Cup in 2015.
It's been an incredible journey since last summer, Bill, out at Keene Place when we made the announcement that the Breeders' Cup was coming home. And I think we all thought it was going to be pretty good. but there's no possible way we could have estimated the level of support we've got since we made that announcement. From the community, Kip, you and the host committee, what you've put together in terms of this week's events is unprecedented. We've never had this level of programming around the Breeders' Cup in the 31 prior executions. Mayor, you and the City Council have stepped up and supported it from a civic standpoint, from a governmental standpoint. That's unprecedented in terms of what's been going on, as well as the folks in Frankfort who've stepped up as well. And the corporate partners, Jeff and the rest of the sponsors that have stepped up. Kip and his team with the Bluegrass Sports Commission have raised over $600,000 to put this festival on, and I think that deserves a round of applause. Now, prior to this weekend, we all knew it was going to be special. It's going to be special regardless. Whoever's in charge of the weather on October 30th and 31st, you're the only ones that can get in our way of having something truly special. So let's keep working on that, and I'm going to church every Sunday in that regard. But it's a long way from here till October 30th and 31st. These animals are spectacular athletes, and they give of themselves every time they step out. And that's what makes it so special that they're all, 90% of the winners of the Breeders' Cup are born within 20 miles of here. But the animals are so special, and that's what the Breeders' Cup celebrates. The people and the animals that go into breeding these extraordinary athletes. But when they do give of themselves, so every time they go out, you always have your fingers crossed that nothing comes in the way of them exerting themselves to the fullest. But they basically are 12 or 1,300 pound animals on ankles like I've got. So let's keep our fingers crossed, because it would be wonderful to have American Pharoah at the Breeders' Cup as his last race. All it would mean would be, instead of the whole universe of the United States watching and paying attention, the whole world will be paying attention to the Breeders' Cup. But we'll deal with that once we get down the road in that regard. But again, because of folks like Kip and the mayor and Bill Thomas and Vince Gabbard and Laura Pruitt and Jeff, all the folks that have been supportive of this, this has absolutely got the potential to be the best Breeders' Cup in the history of 32 years, and we're very, very, very appreciative of this community for welcoming us home. Thank you very much.
Bob had mentioned it took 32 years to get here, but one of the things that we're very fortunate in our city to enjoy for the last 79 years is a very special place called Keeneland. And I mentioned earlier the courage of Keeneland, because Keeneland only does things one way, and that's the right way. And I think it took a lot of courage to undertake hosting a Breeders' Cup. It's going to cause, when I say cause, but I think the opportunity is there for Keeneland to not only stretch itself, to reach out to the city, and they've done a great job working with the Festival Week committee. But I think more important is that understanding that Keeneland won't rest until it's done the right way. And I would like to now introduce the president of Keeneland, Bill Thomason, to tell you a little bit more about what's going on at Keeneland as they get ready for the World Championships.
To say that the excitement has been building since last summer would very much be an understatement. We've said thank you to a lot of people today. Our sponsors, the support that we've gotten from the committee, and all the volunteers already that have been involved, Mayor Gray, and the government support we've gotten from Governor Beshear as well. There's one group that we haven't properly thanked right now, and that is all of you. That's our community. The reason that Keeneland can have the confidence and can have the courage, as Kip described it, that's backed up by something that's very special. I just got back from New York when I'm watching an incredible event, the first Triple Crown, and the excitement that was there in New York. And when I'm watching what they're doing in New York, it was the best of the city. It was incredible racing, the spirit that was there, the way the crowd got in it, all of the special things that New York had done. And at every one of those junctions, the thing that's going through my mind is just wait till it gets to Lexington. Just wait. And not only that, but I'm also listening to people who were at that race from all over the world. It's people from our community, but it's not just Central Kentucky. Keeneland is your racetrack. Keeneland is Central Kentucky's racetrack. It's our community. We're all so proud of this very special place that we're able to call home. And if I could even begin to describe the anticipation that the world has for coming to this very special place, we all have a lot to be proud of. We all have a lot to be excited about. And this was said early on, Bob, and people are feeling it, and they've been saying it to me, and now they can't wait. The best is yet to come. So thank all of you for all of our community. We've got a very special year coming up, and I can't wait. We're going to have a great time with it. Thank all of you.
When you're going to have a party of this magnitude, you need to have a lot of folks to help you pay for it. And we've had, I think right now, over 20 sponsors that have stepped up. And I will tell you, the first one, when we announced the Breeders' Cup was coming to Keeneland and there was going to be a festival week to support it, the first phone call I got was from Jeff Murphy from Kentucky One Health and said, we want to be a part of this and we want to be a part of it in a big way. You all stepped up to the table in 2010 with the World Equestrian Games, and we know what that was, and we think that hopefully this is going to be just as amazing, if not even more so. So I'd like to introduce our title sponsor for the festival week, who really kicked this off in a big way and helped us recruit other sponsors as well, but Jeff Murphy with Kentucky One Health.
Good morning. Hopefully many of you know by now that St. Joseph Hospital and St. Joseph East here in Lexington are now part of Kentucky One Health. We're a new organization. We've been together about 3 years, but we have long-standing tradition and history in this community. St. Joseph Hospital, as a matter of fact, it's been here since 1877. And we are always looking for opportunities to partner with communities for family-friendly activities that promote wellness and getting out into the community, and we think this is the perfect opportunity for that. We have also a tradition of partnering with communities on equestrian events, such as Kip mentioned, 5 years ago, I can't believe it's been 5 years, but 5 years ago we partnered with the city to present Spotlight Lexington as part of the World Equestrian Games, and we're also a sponsor in Louisville for the Kentucky Derby Festival. I have no doubt that this one is going to trump all of those, and we're looking forward to continuing to work with the committee. I think the lineup that we have thus far for the week in late October is outstanding and is only going to get better. So I look forward to working with all of these folks and all of you, and Kentucky One Health is proud to be part of this. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jeff. When I was crazy enough to volunteer for this position, who knows you better than your friends? So my friends at Keeneland, Mr. Thomason, Mr. Gabbard, Krista, my friends at the Breeders' Cup, Bob, and others said, it's great that you've done it, but you better get somebody to help you do it because you're the most disorganized person on the planet. And I said, yeah, you all know me very well. So I'd like to recognize the person who's been kind of my right arm and will continue to be Laura Pruitt, who is the executive director. And the reason this festival is going to work, it's not me, it's her. So Laura, stand up and take a bow. All right. Well, I'm sure we've had a little bit of a preview in here as you've seen some of the stuff that's been gathered around or in your press packets, but we'd like to play just a real short film before we have our closing remarks about what we think is going to be an amazing week. And what I did want to say when you see this, this is where we are right now. So please stay tuned. There's going to be a lot more activities. Our website, breederscupfestival.com, is going live today. We're going to start reaching out for volunteers, but this is just the beginning, and it's a very important beginning because you'll see there's a lot that's already going on, but there's even more to come. I hope that you're able to see that our committee's worked hard to prevent a diverse and interesting week of programming for the Breeders' Cup Festival. We've combined local artists and entertainers with their nationally prominent peers. We will promote existing events like our unique Thriller Parade and create others such as an invitational food truck competition to be named the Feeders' Cup. And while downtown Lexington will be the center of the festival, events at the Kentucky Horse Park, Red Mile, various art and theater venues, and of course our world-renowned horse farms will be promoted locally and around the world to welcome our guests by Breeders' Cup Keeneland and Visit Lex. And one of the things that I'm really proud of, why did we raise all of this money, is not only show great programming, but best of all, the overwhelming majority of these events will be free and open to the public. Very excited about that. Most every facet of our city's arts, entertainment, historic spaces, hospitality, the restaurant business has been a great help, great supporter, because they know we're going to have to feed a lot of hungry people for a week and accommodate people that wait to the last minute, as we all know. So they've been great in working with us. But all our public venues will be showcased during this week in some manner. So on behalf of our 40-person plus committee festival, I encourage you to get involved, whether it's through volunteering, which you can sign up today, so please go home and do that really quickly, or just being a friendly and helpful ambassador to our guests during their stays. More activities are to come. But just in closing, let me stress one thing to our local businesses and citizens. Like Bill said, this is a very special place, but I can tell you I'm supremely confident in what Keeneland will do. But how our city performs and hosts the Breeders' Cup participants is crucial to us becoming a regular host site of the World Championships. The friendliness, the cleanliness, and the hospitality we show must exceed their expectations. The creativity and quality of our festival will matter little if the human touch is missed to our national and international guests. Mayor, Bob, Bill, and Jeff, thank you for this opportunity to complement racing's most important 2 days of competition with a festival worthy of supporting this world-class event and a world-class racetrack. Our website, breederscupfestival.com, is live with more details on each event, and I encourage you to sign up, volunteer, and stay tuned. Thank you very much.